So, I want to get this off my chest while it's fresh in my mind, because it just happened and I'm traumatized. So we need to talk about this. I just saw something at that's this year's NPC Nationals. That is something that's already being talked widely about on social media, but also is something for which I have zero tolerance. So let's get into it. So this guy competed at the Nationals this weekend in the super heavyweight category. He obviously qualified for Nationals at a local or state level show. That was a qualifier, obviously. Apparently he was the only guy in this is the only way this happens. Apparently he was the only guy in his class and therefore won his class by default and got a Nationals qualification. This is what happens, and this is how this monstrosity happens. Now, this is something I harp on my clients about nonstop. Just because you are qualified for the Nationals does not mean you should go to the Nationals. And some will say, well, maybe they just wanted the experience. I'm really not sure why anyone would want the experience of training for a show for 16 freaking weeks, flying to their show, spending money on that flight, a hotel room, entry fee, backstage pass, NPC card, food, etc., goes on, and then being on stage for like 13 seconds and ushered right off because you suck, and then getting your little consolation bag of protein packets, pre-workout pixie dust, and then you get a little participation t-shirt. That is the experience you will have at the Nationals if you're not ready for it. I don't know anyone who wants that experience. Do you want that experience? I don't want that experience. I had that experience. I wouldn't purposely put myself in that position. I was watching the live stream, and I posted about it on Facebook the moment I saw it. I took a snapshot and posted it. It's sort of like a cautionary tale sort of thing. And the comments I got ranged from, this is bullshit, he should not be on that stage, it's disrespectful to the competitors, to, he's not hurting anyone, we don't know where he came from, we don't know his story and his journey. Why are you shaming him? Firstly, I'm not shaming him. He shamed himself. He did a damn good job of that. What I'm doing is judging him, which last I checked is the entire concept behind competitive bodybuilding, is to be judged. As competitors, we are pretty much asking people to judge our bodies. Well, this is my judgment of his body. He put it up there, and I'm merely responding to it. No, I don't know his journey. You're right. And frankly, I don't care about his journey, because at no time should his journey include stepping on the stage of what is essentially the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. Besides, everyone up there has a story and a journey, so who cares? Let's say he has lost like 200 pounds or something. That's great. But it doesn't mean he should be standing next to the best amateurs in the nation. I have zero tolerance for this. At the national level anyway, for many reasons. So when I was doing the North Americans one year, I remember standing up there, and I'd worked a year for this show. I was in the best shape of my life. And I'm standing there, and I look out into the audience in the judging panel, and no one is looking at me or the other competitors. The entire judging panel is looking over there. The entire audience is looking over there, and they're all laughing and giggling, and apparently there was one of these guys in my class over there. And no one was paying attention to the competitors. No one. Everyone was looking at him and laughing and giggling. And it just was a complete distraction from the show itself. And I felt really invisible up on the stage, first of all, which no competitor should ever feel, especially after doing all that work at that caliber of competition. So this is part of the reason I have a problem with it. It's distracting. It's disrespectful to the people who have worked. I'm sorry, if you look like that, you just haven't done enough work. You just haven't. Fat loss is an endless continuum. It can go on forever if you just continue working towards it. So there's no excuse to be on stage in that shape, even at the local level. You could have done better. And by the way, if he really wants to showcase some sort of weight loss journey, every year in Atlantic City, they have a national transformation competition. He should just do that. Or go on the Dr. Phil show and tell his story. Maybe someone will give a shit. I don't know. But I don't want to see what is essentially an obese person on the national stage, along with a bunch of seasoned competitors. Now, at the entry level of bodybuilding, we can expect a physique or two like this. It's the entry level. It's the entry level. That level is supposed to be the place where guys like this are weeded out and prevented from going any further. So for a body like this to make it to this level, it's pretty much the result of like the perfect storm of an imperfect qualification system, first of all, a delusional person who pretty much has no friends brave enough to tell him not to do this horrific thing he's about to do, and an organization that really can't prevent this monstrosity from sloshing on stage at the biggest bodybuilding show in the country because he, in fact, did qualify. So again, the take-home message here, and the reason I'm posting this, is to very clearly illustrate the reason a national qualification doesn't always mean your quality is deserving of gracing that stage. An honor that should be reserved for the best of the best in the nation. In fact, I go on record as saying this: if you can't easily win an overall at a state or regional show, you have no business even thinking about doing the nationals, because you'll just get lost in the mix. And maybe that's the solution here. Start only qualifying the overall winners of these qualifying events. Not just win your class, but you have to take the overall. That would pretty much ensure that the guy had to have a pretty good physique, you know? But I know that won't happen because the NPC would lose money. So I guess we're going to continue to see this mockery of the sport continue. All I can do is just create awareness and hope that people are more self-aware and make better decisions about getting on these national level stages. That's it. Peace out.